Late nights, early mornings, every day I get it in. Focus on the grind, never break, never bend. I ain't never letting up, I'ma push it to the end. Whenever they count me out, hit them back with a win. The takeover, take over, the takeover, take over, the takeover.
After the alarm clock hits the jackpot, cause X marks the spot. Everybody wanna be on top. If you got a plot, never stop. Cause the have-nots turn into the bragger-lots, grabbing Glocks, calling shots, purchasing empty lots to build pyramids where we live, and that's by the myriad. I was broke for a while, and that made me furious. Now I got the Joker smile, why he's so serious? I only live by the decimals and periods, cause when you take over, the chips is unlimited. For that means you might have to sacrifice a friend, but one of us was gonna have to fry in the end. The moment when loyalty and royalty blends, only the owner of the new Rolls-Royce is the trend. So why even begin? You only get divinity or the dividends. I can give you everything, but I ain't got time to give, because life is a
Late
bitch.
nights, early mornings, every day I get it in. Focus on the grind, never break, never bend. I ain't never letting up, I'ma push it to the end. Whenever they count me out, hit them back with a win. The takeover, take over, the takeover, take over, the takeover.
Even when the world's in the palm of your hands, you can show it to your woman that she won't understand. They never thought a black man would put a flag in the land, gain a presidential pass, tinted window looking glass. This book that skipped class, attended the black mass. See, ghosts ain't that fast, so all my stolen gold was returned in cash. Now my pool's the size of a crater where a meteor crash. I am laughing at the news while I'm tapping my ash, cause these immature acts, my nigga, don't get a pass. You only learn from the earnings of a completed task. After the prayers, we finally get to eat at last. Time to grow up, spread love, like the words of dead thugs. Still search for fresh blood, gotta survive like bed bugs. What's up, that's what we say. I control my future while analyzing yesterday. It's the same old shit, take over and get paid. Only cause I'm here to stay, and we not for the play. Do it the Saga City way.
Late nights, early mornings, every day I get it in. Focus on the grind, never break, never bend. I ain't never letting up, I'ma push it to the end. Whenever they count me out, hit them back with a win. The takeover, take over, the takeover, take over, the takeover.
Officer, you want to say you're going to lock me up for telling you my story? I told you.
Jack Diamond. I remember when them lights start flashing, we threw our stash and we start dashing. But now I ask them in gentleman fashion, what's the issue? Hand them my license, they get excited, and they say it really is you. Can I get a picture and a signature for my wife and sister? I say sure, mister, never officer, because his office is miniature. Money miscellaneous and life is miserable. When you ain't got no job, it's career criminal. Where stacks is never minimal. This is the life that we chose. Heart grows cold, do time and go to the hole. Still shine wherever we go. Better to be known for being honorable than holding on chrome. Keeping my family safe at home, cause it's cold outside. Known by dragging eyes on both sides. That's mob and bow ties. Opposition always gonna get lies. Fuck your proposition, I'll never testify. This the art of surprise. Jack Diamond. A lot of underworld mechanics on God's green planet. Between cement and gaining a jacket. The dinosaurs are gigantic. The wild boards are attacking. The finest swords are attractive. Trying to find a play for a score to happen. Light feet don't give you enough weight for traction. I'm never clashing with the police. Yeah, they know me. This is order. We organize respectfully. Cause technically, my PI is on 5G. Don't be fucking with nobody that you're trying to see. Get in, be swimming amongst officials. Blind them with your diamonds, have your eyes as sharp as crystals. Put your heart in your pistol. Making decisions on dark issues will be more than the mark within you. And still got court dates to tend to. I lead by example for my nephew. Cause these are blessed moves. And it's best to leave those fools alone. They'll be standing in line, collect, calling on a payphone, begging for a loan.
You put your hands on me. What is your name? I asked y'all a question. I am
Jack Diamond.
Yeah, you'll have all that information when I'm done.
Revolution or prostitution? The con artist, a professional that's signing on the Constitution. We hear the problems and provide solutions. My authorities respected, my nigga. There is no confusion. When there's collateral damage, I collect restitution. Expect the test designed for losing. Them swines be cruising. So my movement is zigzag to ditch that bitch ass, rip rap, get cash, and stay away from the blue flash that says who that and stop right there. Mama yells Christ's sake until she got white hair. At night, fiends got bright stares. We all live and learn that life ain't fair. Every bad boy gets a death row chair. Pop cigars and blow O's in the air. An official just like Smokey the Bear. Never scared when the dough is right there. Me and the game's a tight pair. After the daydreams, here come the fucking nightmares. Jack Diamond. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? With the Money Religion staff, what's good with everybody out here, man? It's the God 720 with you today on this Wednesday at 2:00. Yeah, it's a kind of, it wasn't really a stressful morning, but you know, a lot of people want to hop on my head. You know, I don't know what the shit is. I mean, I was invited to a situation. I was supposed to speak, I guess, but that wasn't going to occur. There was many politicians in the building, and before I knew it, you know, I told myself I was going to dress down because usually, for some odd reason, there's this consistent thing in Vegas where I'm overdressed or or underdressed or whatever the fuck, where when I go to events and things out here, But anyways, I went to this thing, and all the Congress members were there, and the Senate was there, and those running for mayor and district attorney and running for sheriff, and all of these individuals in here. I'm like, and I was invited, and the individual that invited me was somebody who bought my books from the FOI when I went down to the masjid, and it was just a weird situation. I really didn't understand why I was being pulled into this space, and I guess it's because there's a quote unquote leadership guys with me. A lot of people want to see me be some great leader or something, and I guess that's for the historically illiterate who don't understand the repetition of what has occurred to leaders, at least those who were sincere and authentic about what their message was or what their mission statement was, and how they developed a small militia behind them to support their mission statement, but they were never able to carry it out. Of course, this is in support of the good fight or in support of the revolution or whatever,
And this social software of bullshit is, what I see it as. And any thorough historian would definitely agree, and this isn't just only with black so-called leaders. This is what happened with the Che Guevaras and the Joseph Stalins and the Karl Marx and all of those who tried to affect this zone of revolution. Usually it is a space where you're going to be traded upon. You're going to be traded upon by your closest crony, your closest assistant, as black culture in America has a 80% chance rate that the individual that is your best friend or the one that's closest to you is going to be the one that either snitches on you, sets you up to get shot up, or will shoot you up themselves. Okay. And, death is imminent. That is one thing that you can't control. You don't know when your moment may be. And this is what occurs. You are the piece that is defiant, and you will be slaughtered in front of everybody, as has been shown, since Marcus Garvey up to now. You have an 80% chance, rate on your closest friend, or maybe even your wife, to poison you, assault you, defame you, or have you physically removed by death. Okay, this is what the space is. Let's just deal with the fucking reality. That is the fucking reality. You know, you will be destroyed by those you love, or those you attempted to so called help. This is what has occurred in repetition. So, this is the law. This is the majority rule, okay, on what your demise will be. So, when you really look at it, you say to yourself, what is a leader? Especially in today's space where we have all of the propaganda, we have the media. And I saw a statement yesterday that was very wise. It was, they said the point of propaganda is to get one group of humans to forget that other groups of people are human. Wow. Ain't that interesting? Ain't that what they did with those who are the pet owners, the pet owner community? They have disassociated that other people are humans. Okay. Because as I've stated, it's only humans that make humans hate humans. Think about it. So, you know, I get, a lot of people, look up to me or whatever the case. And I guess I have to accept that. Um, I've done many things in an example format. So, you could go ahead and operate on the same battlefield. And here's some strategies that you can use during the course of your operation. That's basically what the premise was. Of course, I'm not going to waste my time with it. So I might as well monetize it. And that's why I wrote books. I understood that books are going to survive way longer than what a YouTube will, or any of your other forms of entertainment or access to media are going to survive. Books are the original form of media, so that's going to have a survival rate, and within that survival rate, I'll be able to stay alive or stay prevalent, because of the type of material, and then that material also being connected with my music, okay, which will also keep the music alive, okay. And all of those things have fared out pretty well based on what was going to be the goal. Now the whole thing is you got to go out here and get a military behind you, and that's not necessarily a problem. And I don't mean the military, more like a large fan base, you know And you're gonna, when it comes to the laws of music, your fan base usually has to start with you locally first. And there's a lot of things that have to be in place for that to kick off, and for it to survive for a long time. You see what I'm saying? So that was all good. And I said, I guess I'll have to do that. But then when you understand demographics, Vegas is only 2.5 million population, with a very small well, I can't say very small, but I will say slightly small African American population. The African American population in Vegas is not really large enough to support any artist doing anything in the city of Las Vegas. Um, it's actually a situation where individuals would have to go out into neighboring cities. You'll have to tour, and you'll have to tour extremely hard in order to get that. And then also with the current demand in hip hop, you have to be the dope boy, or you have to have a certain level of finances and whatnot in order to force your line, you know. And that's just what the key is. So a lot of people have been egging me on to, do events. And the event structure is not truly a mechanism of getting your money back. And anything in the realms of business is is going to be based on your outcome. It's all called P&Ls, profits and losses. And if you don't have your profits and losses together, then you're not going to be able to succeed. So when it comes to the business model of throwing events, there's too many motherfuckers involved, in order for you to get a real check. I don't do things for popularity. I had to correct somebody one time. I was at an event. My homie said, "Man, why don't you get up on stage? You trying to be famous?" I was like, "Bro, I don't do what I do for fame, you know." And he just looked at me. Yeah, bro, I'm not jumping up and down to be your clown, dog. I don't move, or I've never operated like that in my life. I've never had that desire to do that. When I first started out with this whole YouTube thing, it was it was fun. I actually started talking on the mic because I got infuriated at a job dealing with an older cat who, basically couldn't understand why I read books. And I told him, "Man, I read books to tell me that the books that I read tell me why you don't read, nigga. Shit. The fuck is you talking about? You old ass niggas done fuck this goddamn shit up, and you didn't have any focus, and now all the children are all fucked up." So basically, I understood that this whole game is called each one teach one. And that's why I provided the literature so you can understand the environment you're in, so we can navigate these seas a little bit better and go ahead and do something later on once we have some clarity and we have some agreements on the operations that are needed, that are required for that success line. And the end goal of success would be self-sufficiency. We don't have any internalized, unified a net to secure us if things go wrong. But the blackmail things very sporadically, and there is a lot of insanity within the mind of black males overall, where basically you could just write the shit off. A lot of people think I speak in a format of like there's no hope. It's like, nah, it's just everything is mathematical. It is not the fact that there may not be no hope. It's about the fact of where you designed for that success line. Did you go through experiences, or did you see things during the childhood, or did you have enough trauma occur to you that gave you the drive to want these things? You see what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of things that you may want that makes the people egg. What happened with Malcolm X? He wanted segregation, and he wanted a self-sufficiency line amongst blacks and whatnot, and he tried to achieve that. And speaking with other nations across the globe and whatnot, there was jealousy that was struck, things that were said publicly that should have not been said. And he got slaughtered in front of all of us. And this is the same thing with the Khalid Muhammad, obviously. And Khalid Muhammad was after Farrakhan, and Farrakhan's still standing, as we can see. So, and we don't know who is going to be the runner up after Farrakhan, because we definitely see that, the NOI doesn't have the kick in the community like it once did in the 70s. The respect line or the desire line amongst blacks, their mission statements have been tested with a multitude of different killings that have occurred with the police, and there has been no response, nothing done in any area. And it's not to say that they are responsible to respond, like that is a part of their duty. But no, it may not be part of your duty, but it is a part of your mission statement, and you're not carrying that out. You dig what I'm saying? So today I want to pose a question to the audience. What is a leader? And what does a leader lead who into what? Because in all reality, this leader thing that a lot of people talk about is really a traumatic desire response from not having a father, you know. And I can see it clearly by being the father of my two sons. My two sons do not, attach themselves to rappers because I'm here. It is not because I rap, it's because I'm here, and I could give them way more direct game than what the illusion is provided on television. You see what I'm saying? So, what is a leader? A leader is somebody who fascinates the crowd in order to be killed by the crowd. We've seen this with Jesus, we've seen this with everybody else. And I guess the leader is supposed to be the revolutionary, or the one who revolts against the status quo. And what people need to understand is that there's a true religious line with what a leader is, because the first revolter was the devil, Lucifer. He is the one that went against God's rule in heaven, and with his disobedience, he was cast out. And to this day, the human wants him dead. Okay, and the human tries to avoid everything that deals with the first revolter. And also, Lilith was the first revolter when we want to talk about the human experience. And she was kicked out of the garden. And then Eve was the second revolter. Okay. And it's kind of cold because I saw a video yesterday where a woman was talking about, where there was some Christian dude in the street talking about come to Jesus and all of that. And I guess he was in front of some LGBTQ group. And the black girl gets on the microphone and says, you know, Lilith fucked Satan, Eve fucked on Satan, and Adam didn't get no pussy. And this is who we fuck on, and we like freedom, and blah blah blah. This is the black woman saying this shit. Hold on, let me see if I can find this video. Let me see if I can find it. It was astounding. I said, see, look at this shit. They're studying the sciences over here. Okay. Uh, Let me see here if I can find it real quick for you. Let's see if it pulls up. I don't think it's gonna pull up. But I didn't even think about, bringing this up during this conversation, but it's definitely pertinent. So we'll go off of what the homie says here. He says, a leader wants to change ideas. That's interesting. But one thing that I understand about life is that you're not going to change how people think. You can, well, I can't really say that. A friend of mine said that I changed a lot of people's lives, and I felt the energy when he said that. I probably have, but we've done it in a very divided way. I can say I'm divided from the people by this camera. You see what I'm saying? So I guess it's all to the good. But you know, changing an idea or somebody's idea is a difficult space. You never know when they're going to revert out of what you changed and go back to whatever the fuck they was doing from the get-go. You know, Let me see here. It's not like I speak in the space of not having hope or whatever, but I'm definitely speaking from a space of don't waste your time with situations that have a high percentage rate of loss. Is how I think about it, and that's how I think about all things when it comes to starting a business. When it comes to how you maintain your finances, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. There's a lot of things out here that will definitely incorporate you to fall into the position of a loss, and that's where we all fuck up. Me, I don't, let me see here. I'm not going to promote anybody to get caught up into any form of loss, you know? So that's really the message. The mission statement that I've always carried is do it yourself. There's no true system of us depending on each other and kumbaya and all of this other shit, you know. And then a friend of mine wants me to get all up into this rap game shit. And it's like, bro, it takes a lot of finances, and entertainment is very tricky as a business, and it requires far more effort than it does when it comes to getting the payout, okay, in that system. So if you want to go ahead and go and attend the Diddy parties and get caught up with the dumb shit, then go ahead, but I've always known that Negroes have those psychological issues, and I'm not even going to say just Negroes. It's just, male thinking and the whole element of taking advantage, which will always be done. Okay. When males get too much money and they get too much power, they're whipping their fucking cock out. And a bitch ass nigga is gonna, try to do that with children, like we see with the whole Diddy situation, the whole Clive Davis situation, or whatever. They want, unnecessary levels of submission. Is what is the point, And then the same attitude trickles down to individuals who are 2, 3 classes underneath a Diddy. This is the Suge Knight mentality. This is the Puffy Combs mentality. This is the Moorish mentality. You can see this shit all throughout history. You even see it with the satyrs, the stories of the satyrs in ancient Greece. This is the modus of operandi. You know, we sing, we sing great song, we have great wine, we tell the stories of great achievements and bouts. And then we expect the sexual favors afterwards. And then after the sexual favors, we leave the impregnation and we disappear. That is the root operation of satyrs in ancient Greece. Okay. They were great fighters and great warriors and could play all the instruments and could sing. And, you know, they always drank the wine, and they go out here and they bone on the women and leave the women empty with nothing. They leave her pregnant with the baby. They were saying that shit in ancient Greece about the satyrs that they painted all black on their vases. I mean, this is the same activity when we look into the ancient China and the ancient Hindu. It's all a bunch of partying and a bunch of fucking. And that's what the nigga wants to do with the intoxications. And then, sooner or later, he's going to get tired of fucking on pussy. Then he goes to boys, then he goes to children, then he goes to animals. And then, this is what you see. You're looking at it in the news right now. This shit has been going on for thousands of fucking years, man. It's so remarkable and it's so fucking embarrassing. Like, why would I want to be associated with anything of that type of level of conduct, man? I don't conduct myself like that. I wasn't raised like that, my nigga. I didn't raise myself, even after the course of what I've learned from my parents and from what I've learned out here in the world. I don't adapt to, nor do I try to morph into how the standard Negro thought, because it's unsuccessful. It's, it's based on, stripping one of their character, stripping one of their soul and identity, all for some type of aura, shine, glow that they think they're going to get. And the Negro the brain thinks that shine and the whole glow situation is the highest achievement to attain, because they think attention is what's more important, and this is just the limit of their brain because they have small thinking, by majority rule. Niggas think in small spaces and produce small shit. That's why it's so easy for a nigga to produce a song. You're not gonna produce the goddamn San Francisco Bridge, nigga. You can produce a 3-minute song. Every nigga can produce a fucking beat. You know what I'm saying? You could produce a guy, you can write, 16 lines for a fucking verse. You know what I'm saying? That's why I produce this literature to let people know I'm not in that category, my nigga. And how dare you ever try to put me in that category? You dig what I'm saying? And I will prove it. I don't have to just talk to you, nigga. I will prove the position. You understand? And I want you to do the same if you can. You know what I'm saying? But what is a leader? We got 20 people in the room right now. Go ahead and give me what your definition of a leader is, and let's talk about it, because I'm lost in the sauce with this leader thing. The leader energy, which goes back to being fatherless, is a new thing for black people. Black people were never fatherless until we left Africa. This is very well known. You can look at all the social structures of tribes in Africa, and none of them during the time period of the 1600s, 1700s permitted any form of single child, or a mother who wasn't wived to a man, or a child that didn't have a mother or a father, unless there was some type of tragic accident. And even in the space of a tragic accident, they had a replacement. And if you want to get technical, Europe operated in the same way. Their laws clearly state that if a child's father was to die, the mother is to marry his brother. Okay, and the brother, this is all in the Bible. It's stated like this. Before the 1400s, the majority of kings in Europe were polygamous. And then after the 1300, 1400 zone, there was a glorification towards monogamy. But even in that space of monogamous relationships, the kings always went down and humped on the whores and kept little, bastard children floating around the community, just in case there was some type of sickness the wife may have gotten and may have died, or just in case she died during the course of childbirth, or the child didn't make it and she was barren at the womb and couldn't produce. That they could secretly go down here to the community and pick out the bastard that they were following, that the king impregnated a whore. You understand? And that's how it's always worked. You see? So the whole element of the black community begging for a leader is definitely in response to the absence of the fathers in the home. You know, they need leaders because, but then again, it's sort of like the whole dynamic of the female, who asks for something. They want to be in a man's life so they could battle with that man in his life. So that's exactly what the situation is with the backward thinking of the native. They want a leader so they can first worship the leader, and then try to look for holes to poke with inside the leader's leadership, and then try to denounce the leader. They only want the leader to destroy the leader, basically. Because within wanting the leader, and also within the destruction of the leader, they remove all attention from themselves. And with them removing the attention from themselves, they can go ahead and focus and use a scapegoat. So basically, it's ancient Judaic ritual, if you really want to talk about it. It is the scapegoat, and the part of that scapegoat is we feel that we fatten the pig before we slaughter, before we cut the throat. You know what I'm saying? um and that's just what it is. So it's a very, very, weird situation. I've never been mentored in anything that I've done, whether it comes to music, whether it comes to books, whether it comes to street shit, whether it becomes to scholastic shit. I've never had a mentor, you understand. In those leadership spaces, you need long mentor. You need to be somebody's bitch for 10, 15 fucking years before you can do anything and step on any podium or lead anyone's group, and that's just what the system is, you understand. um yeah, that's what the whole leader space is. And that's why I put up those songs to take over in the Jack Diamond, because and we're gonna lead. I'm gonna lead. We're gonna lead by money and teach how to make money on a different style of things. And there's a lot of people online that use this whole guise of we're gonna teach how to make money, and look at me, I'm making $100,000 a month. And anybody who's making $100,000 a month isn't gonna waste their time getting online trying to show you how to make $100,000 a month. That's not how it works. That's not how money works. That's not how the culture of money works. It's just like what I was saying about Kamala wearing the same goddamn earrings at every rally she's appeared at. Now that she has worn these earrings consistently, and we all know that anybody who has millions of dollars that she has and is in the 1% tax bracket community like she is, aren't going to wear the same fucking earrings everywhere they go. So they're microphones. Okay, I mean, that's just the bottom line of that. you know so once you understand the rules and regulations of things, man, you know how to operate within it. But yeah, go ahead and put your definition of what you think a leader is. You know, because people want a new style. People want a new style of dress. You're tired of wearing the skinny jeans and shit. You want a new style of wordplay to use. To think you're hip in with the now. And the only culture on this planet that's worried about being included into what's new and what's hot is those who don't have identity of themselves, which would be the black culture. They think everything is, we set the trend and all of this other shit. It's just like, let me show you something. They just marked what Eminem to be the number one rapper that ever existed, right? And have you ever seen Eminem wear any diamonds? You see that? You see that? So are people getting to the truth of the situation, or are they just making up shit? They want to align with what's so-called what looks easy, and that would be the black rapper. All you have to do is wear some jewels and come into the scene, and poke your chest out a little bit. Have a little baddie with you. And then that's all you have to do. You know. And I mean, that's cold shit. They put Eminem as the number one rapper, and you have yet to see him with any form of diamonds on. You've never seen a ring on that nigga's hand. You've never seen, um, you know, no necklaces on. You've never seen it throughout his whole career. Ain't that astounding? That's what I'm talking about. The blindness. Let me see here. The question is, what do you think about African leaders, specifically warlords? I mean, I don't think about them. What is there to think about? They're not intelligent. They're not exercised. They can't be serious because the individuals around them won't let them be serious. There may be too much of a hardcore spirituality line inside Africa that don't allow the people to develop in the ways that they would specifically like. It's and when you say warlords, we're talking about individuals who are seeking revenge, and they're definitely not going to swing at the big fish. They're not looking for big fish to fry. They're going to go for 100-year-old beef that occurred with the neighboring tribe. They're going to get the guns and shoot everybody up. Hotel Rwanda. Go watch the movie. You understand what happened with the King of Scotland, Idi Amin? Same shit. You know, like so-called Gaddafi was doing some very good things, but he got lit up too. So if you don't follow by the way. That's what I'm saying. You get inside the politics, and politics wasn't designed by black culture. The insanity of politics and motherfuckers running their mouth everywhere is a situation, once again, that stems out of old Europe. And in reality, it's before old Europe. Go look at Rome, go look at Greece. It's the same shit. The senators debating, the Republicans debating, or the Republic of Rome, and all of this other shit. Everybody's all arguing a bunch of goddamn dumb shit. And basically, they're through those arguments, they're fine tuning the one statements of philosophy that will rule man forever. And that's exactly what those systems are. Now, when it comes to American politics, the native don't know nothing about how the white man politics. When the native was buying New York, or getting New York bought from him for a quarter, he didn't know nothing about no charter on Jamestown, and they didn't know nothing about no charters with the kings and what the political structure of Europe was. They didn't know nothing about all of that shit. African Americans, we don't know nothing about all of that shit. Let me see if I can show you a picture that shows the political insanity. Okay. This is what political insanity is by the caricatures and the cartoons of old Europe. If you look at those cartoons in old Europe, the majority of them are based upon political insanity. And that's basically what we're looking at. Like the whole situation with Trump and what happened with that comedian. Phenomenal. That has got to be the worst shit I've ever seen publicly done about somebody's campaign, or any campaign for any president running for vote. That's got to be the worst shit I've ever seen. The voting is not a situation, or a presidency is not a situation of jokes. We don't need jokes. We don't need a comfort. What we need is some force and some power and some truth and some concreteness on what is going to occur when you get in office. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing about, Trump bringing up a comedian, and also Kamala bringing up Beyonce, is the fact that they think within, um, let me see here. They think that, we are extremely controlled by the TV. Uh, Let me see here. They think we're controlled by the TV. They think we're controlled by, artists. They think, hey, we're talking to the Beavis and Butthead, generation. Nothing but a G thing, baby. That is you. You are, the individuals who grew up, glamorizing the big shootout with the gangs and the bank robberies and the set it off and the fucking movies. We've programmed you. You are Beavis and Butthead. You are the Simpsons. You are deep fried KFC is how they look at us. And it's obvious by a move where you think a comedian or some girl who just dropped, a country album and basically traded on her whole fan group, because ain't none of them black girls from the Bay Hive listen to no country album. You understand? And she built up a uh, a fan base based off of black women and those who, the wiggers and all the other wannabes of black women. And they were in that group. And she did not cater to them on her last album. She catered towards the country music awards, and then they portrayed it as if she expected to get some form of award. Like, who the fuck are you to just walk in on a new genre of music that's been over here operating for the past 100, 200 years? You drop one album and do a couple collabs, and you think you get a goddamn award? Have you lost your disrespectful fucking mind? you know. But I don't think Beyonce expected an award out of the country music awards, the media can definitely, make things seem as if they are that way when they really aren't. So I don't trust what's going on with the media. But back to the point. The point is that, they think that we're so stuck to entertainment that we have trumped all things, including the government decisions, the news, anything that's behind the thin glass has also collapsed into a space of entertainment. Supposedly they offered 50 Cent 3 million to perform the Many Men for Trump, and he denied it, and that was a very wise move to deny that, because I have nothing to do with your politics. My bag has nothing to do with your politics, and I'm not going to disturb my finances, my connections, or how people look at me with the advent of supporting you. Okay, because at the end of the day, this thing is based on this is self survival, self preservation. Okay, is what the game is built on. So, but in that same space of self preservation, this is where traitors can be born. Okay, because where we give the offer to we give the offer of a larger finances that your people will not support or give you, and then we will see what occurs from there, because 9 times out of 10, the new generation of natives that we have designed over centuries of time through human engineering aren't going to do any form of fight back. They're not going to slaughter the traitor in the midst of the court, because they have no honor. So the traitor may be looked down upon, or one might suck their teeth at the traitor, but the traitor will survive and live on. As we see now, the traitor gets the interviews on the podcast. The traitor gets praised. He gets paid. He gets idolized and all these other things. Because he has amassed his fame through the space of being a fucking traitor. You understand? And this is it, and I mean, this is what happened. Wasn't it a close trader with the Marcus Garvey? Wasn't it his best friend turned him in and set him up and all this other shit? Wasn't Martin Luther King getting interviewed by Malcolm X was getting interviewed by Alex Haley, who actually wrote the book for the FBI to get a closer detail on his life. It's like, come on, B. The shit is so stacked. The shit is so high that for you to ask anybody else to be a leader or expect anybody else to be some form of leader, it is you that is obviously the traitor or the fool who doesn't recognize the same method, the same modus of operandi that's going on here. If you drive down this street, you fall off a bridge 10 fucking times. Are you going to drive down that street on the bridge for the 11th time? No. And if you do, you're a dumbass. You understand how that works. You're just a dumbass. And there are many dumbasses in the world, who try to fit the square in the circle and will sit there and get angry and they'll fucking cry and they'll fucking get the calluses on their hand because they're trying to stuff this square in a circle when it is a square that will never fit in a fucking circle. Do you understand that? You see how it works? You see? So, and then not only that, it's all based in wrong decision making. Leaders are really born by support. And if you know, and we have seen through this internet space, which can amass support in large numbers with little to none work, for one individual. Look at who they supported. Look at who they supported. Individuals who did nothing, individuals who robbed them of their money, and they still support them after being robbed of their money. And then individuals who go out here and child molest. That is what the black mind supports. Okay. And we have seen a repetition in this activity over the years on the internet alone. We don't have to go down to the situations that happen in the NOI. We don't have to talk about a Malachi York. We could talk about the repetitive situations that happen right here on the internet, on the YouTube, okay, with the so-called individuals who are trying to place themselves in a position of black leadership, and then before we know it, out of nowhere, they're sitting down with the Breakfast Club, they're sitting down with the big hobnobbers, and nothing gets done. People get robbed. There's more complaints being put out, and then you get sent off to jail, not even on the charges of you robbing individuals. It's phenomenal. Are we looking at this shit? Are we taking into account you know what has occurred? And those individuals, because I remember back in the day, a couple years ago, I even had friends and niggas that I know and niggas that I still talk to. It's, oh man, polite this, man. I bought this nigga book, man. Oh man, polite spitting that shit. Okay, nigga. Yeah, whatever. I know a fake ass nigga when I see one. Any nigga who gets up on here on the internet, and needs 4 wives to try to represent his position, nigga. You're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who is out here, falling into the guise of let me see here if it's in this one. That's falling underneath the space of damn, I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, anybody who's fallen into a space of an individual of supporting an individual who copycats another individual, then nigga, you deserve what you get anyways. You know what I'm saying? I don't copy no goddamn body. After living in so many different states during the course of my high school years and seeing the standard operation of Negroes, nigga, please, I'm cool on this. How will this True Man Purge movie end? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I know people got me in some type of weird True Man movie type of space. Everybody knows what I'm doing, when I'm doing. When I leave the house and I'm out here in the streets, my phone be blowing up and shit. Everybody knows when I'm at the crib. They know when I'm out in the streets. It's like, nigga, get a life. I don't even understand that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Leo. I don't be looking at no another motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about what another nigga doing. What's on your plate uh don't feed me, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I had to teach my son that shit about, the game Monopoly. He was over there restricting from selling properties to my son Hannibal, to his brother. And he was like, "Oh, you got all of that over there, man. I'm not selling you shit, man. Fuck all of that." You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I just laughed at it, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, don't look at another man's plate, man. Who cares what he got, man? Just focus on what you got, and if what you got is gonna be good for the future. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your money and your properties. Don't be worried about what another nigga's properties have amassed to. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and that's just the truth to the situation. And he just looked at me and just you know he sort of shrugged it off, and then we went back to the game. But my son Hannibal is a beast up in that Monopoly. A leader is someone that people will follow. Yeah, and so let's look at that statement. A leader is someone that people will follow. Follow where? There's the blind leading the blind, brother. What are you following? Do you know where the leader is leading you? It's like, and the white man showed you. The white man showed you, didn't he? With that one situation with Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid. Yeah, y'all come on down. We're going to heaven. We're going to speak to the Jesus. Let's go ahead and have let's have a shindig. Y'all come on down. They came down to give great testimony, and they drank the Kool-Aid, and 900 motherfuckers died. Like, wow. You know. Why be soulless in a time period where all you have to do is just be interested in the history and you'll see the repetition and failures of humans, you know? But like one statement that I heard recently is, you know, man learns from history that man doesn't learn from history. And that statement is so real because he's talking about the loops that go down within the space of time that you'll see the same activity occurring. And then sometimes it's so loud in, you know, in your face when you're looking at these situations, because sometimes it'll be the same names of these individuals that did these same things, but it'll be obviously different people, but they have the same name and the same situation occurred, you know, 100, 200 years apart type thing, you know. And you'll see so many of these situations throughout the course of history. It's like, man, you know, something has to break the social software, you know, because, you know, one time they used to say that, uh, you know, that humans didn't have access to education, and that's why we were basically classified as stupid, you know, a Neanderthal. And now that we can't use that as an excuse, because everybody does have access to information and all types of information, if you will, if you want to get technical, on any single industry, anything. You can educate yourself. You can, you know, you could damn near build an engine on fucking watching the YouTube if you want to get down to the net grit. But we can't use that excuse anymore because we have information at our availability. And are we using it appropriately? No, we're not. You know, people would rather get up on Facebook and ask questions to the air, hoping that somebody responds to the post, versus getting up on the Google and finding the answer themselves. But a lot of people aren't being taught how to research, where to research, you know, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? How to get down to the unmovable answer within inside of a problem, you know. So what do you say? What do you do with that? You know, I don't know what to tell you. I can't find this picture, man. I've been sitting here looking for it the whole time talking to you. But yeah, let me see here what we got here. Um, do I think the purge will happen? Oh, that's possible. Who knows? You know, um, let me tell you something, man. Humans are tired, man. You know, people are tired. You know, you got individuals right now who are 60, 70 years old. They're healthy, they're sound. How many votes have they seen? How many changes in society have they seen? How many, you know, wars have occurred that they've seen? How many, you know, fight on the war on drugs have they seen? You know, fight crime. You know what I'm saying? Well, how many have they seen that? You know, they've seen that a ton of times, bro. And motherfuckers are tired of the bullshit. You know, motherfuckers is tired of the television. They're tired of being lied to by the television. And there's a lot of people who are extremely numb to it. What the variation and percentage numbers are in between the two different groups, I don't know. But it's very clear that, you know, humans are tired. That's why they're going so hard with the voting thing. I've seen, you know, but then again, people are across the country burning up ballots, you know, they're fucking throwing the buckets of the votes out in the street when they're supposed to drive it to a specific ballot location. And I've seen all types of videos. The shit is outlandish. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. People have been pummeled down into flat clay. You know, there's no reemergence. You know, and we did it to ourselves. You know, there's no one else to blame. You know, we did it to ourselves. You know, so what's coming next? I don't know. Third world country? I don't know. Are we going back to the Stone Age? I don't know. As a matter of fact, there's a video, and this is where my senses pick in at. Let me show you how my sensory program. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see here. Uh, Indian guy. Hold on. Okay, let me see here. Did the video? Hold on, I didn't do it right. Yeah, but it's kind of funny because supposedly, the country of India have put out new penalties for this whole situation about their food. It's like, nigga, please, you niggas been eating like that for the eons, and now that we got some videos up on TikTok showing how you niggas get down, you want to act like you give a fuck, nigga, please. You motherfuckers is over there shitting and pissing in the middle of the street. You're begging anybody that comes through looking like any form of foreigner, you know. So get the fuck out of here, and then you want to come to America and try to look down on black people, nigga, and your country looks like fucking shit. But basically what he was saying is that they intentionally are getting into all of the Microsoft departments and getting into the Google departments and to all of this other shit when it comes to our stability as a nation, in order to intentionally push us back into the Stone Age and destroy us. Okay. Versus UK. Let me see if this pulls out. You know. Let's see here. And that's what their goal is. Their goal is, to come here to America, go to Europe and Britain and all this other shit. And they're doing it because, the Britons came over there and destroyed their country, killed about 80 million people through famine and war. And now they're still upset. This is also the same thing about China, in China and the opium wars that occurred with America and Britain, and pretty much a lot of other places across the planet that our country, that our government has incited war with and went over there and bombed while we were sitting over here cozy in our beds and, eating our Thanksgiving dinner. So they're very mad and upset and jealous about these things, and they want revenge. And that's basically what's going on the planet right now. A ton of countries want revenge with America. And they're going to do it slowly but surely. And they're doing it by getting inside of our businesses, by bringing in the TikTok, and there's a multitude of different ways to do it. Understanding our medical industry, getting involved with our food industry. They even got ballsy enough to even try to run for president. You understand? And through the presidency level, if they do achieve it, they're going to try to destroy the country. That is their intent. Who knows? This game is weird. This whole human existence thing is very weird. Let me see here. So yeah, don't forget to buy the books. The Kicked Out of Heaven is here, so you can understand the environment for sure. Especially if the Hindu Indian gets up in the presidency. They don't know how to control no goddamn country. Their shit was fucking plundered, and they've been looking like shit ever since. And them niggas. I think there's like 100 rapes a day go down in India. Like the numbers are crazy. Like they go gang rape. They shit on the fucking train tracks, and then when girls have to go shit, the guys will mass up around her and gang rape her. Now, big, go look it up. People think this shit just hops up on the news, nigga. Niggas don't look at the news, so they don't know what the fuck is really going on. But yeah, they live in extreme squalor conditions. There's not one location in America that looks like the country of India. Nigga, you lost your goddamn mind. So if Kamala gets in office, man, just look out, because that's all she can produce. People can only produce what they know. It's like this one time I saw this picture. Niggas was going all crazy about these Brazilian looking girls. They was in the street posing and shit, but behind them, it was nothing. It was squalid buildings, shitty conditions. I was like, yeah, they may look beautiful, but they give birth to stupidity. They give birth to fucking bums. They give birth to the environment that's around them. You understand me? Beverly Hills girls give birth to motherfuckers who will produce and live in Beverly Hills homes. That's just all there is to it. You understand me? Bum, begged bum, thief, begged thief, murderer, begged murderer. Alcoholism is hereditary. Do you understand? Is these are just the laws of existence. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know for sure 720 ain't gonna have no more kids. Hell nah. You don't know who or what the fuck you about to give birth to dealing around these stupid motherfuckers out here in this world. No, no, no. You know what I'm saying? You better watch out for that shit. Majority of these motherfuckers, man, are giving birth to goddamn bums and thieves and gangsters and fucking basketball players. Is the majority they can give birth to. You ain't giving birth to no goddamn excellence on this motherfucker. And that's the problem. So I'm not going to, and I don't expect you to neither, to jeopardize yourself or jeopardize your prestige as a person for to celebrate or try to support or, evolve somebody out of their wasteland conditions, because that's what a lot of motherfuckers is wasteland. So yeah, y'all don't forget, donate to the God 720, buy the books. We got them going. Y'all got Christmas gifts to get out and act like it. Make somebody happy with the Kicked Out of Heaven. You understand me? Because you will, especially anybody if you got any relatives that's a college student or any relatives that's a professor, any relatives that are a police officer, any relatives that are any type of agent or, any relatives that are in the entertainment business, you need this literature to give it to them as a birthday gift. You know what I'm saying? This is the season of giving, whether it's trick or treats or whether it's presents underneath the Christmas tree. It is a season of giving. Why? Because it's the coldest season and people are going to be lonely and barren during this time, more so than the other 3 seasons of our weather system. Okay. So, you know, put some respect on that. You understand what I'm saying? And go get the Kicked Out of Heavens right now, you know. But yeah, I'm entertaining any statements anybody got to say about the whole what is a leader thing and what we're going through right now. If people want me to be a leader, then it's going to have to be a system of just like what the politicians do, put your money where your mouth is. You know, don't go around expecting nobody to do some shit. Man, I want to see you do this. Man, I want to see you do this. Then put your money where your fucking mouth is, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be over here trying to demand or request somebody to do some motherfucking shit that you yourself ain't finna do. And that's the biggest problem. You putting down an imagination about another motherfucker instead of putting down the imagination for yourself. You see, that's some whack ass shit, my guy. I have never operated like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't, man, please looking up to somebody that's gonna fuck around with your whole, energy of appointment being disappointed, okay, and being let down, you know. Why even attach yourself to anything that's gonna allow that to happen? 720 ain't gonna allow it to happen, and it's pretty obvious. I have not allowed it to happen, and I won't, you know. Because I give a fuck about myself, I expect you to give a fuck about yourself, But that's the whole thing. I look at myself while the majority of people just look at other people. They don't try to include themselves. That's a caveman intelligence, though. That's like animal level intelligence. You only see out, you don't see in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, support the nigga that's giving you the most exotic, the most hidden game in the world, the secrets of the world's operation, and the secrets is what you need in order to go to war. In order to protect yourself, you need secrets. That's why they call it secret societies, and that's why they when you go to court in between corporations for selling secrets, nigga, What is it in stock trading? They got a term for it as well. But in stock trading, yeah, letting you know what's going to happen with a company before it happens. I think it's secret trading or some shit like that. But yeah, the secrets is what you need to know. You know what I'm saying? In order to survive. And I can't necessarily control on who clicks on my videos, but my videos are for everybody, it's of course. But at the end of the day, some people will use inside trading is what it's called. Yeah, thank you. But the inside is where the secrets are at, right? Inside your brain, inside your heart. That's where all the secrets are at. So yeah, some people will use the information that I put out. They try to use it against me, and that's going to be a very hard thing to do because I don't allow people in my circle to even get that close to use anything against me. All my niggas that are in my circle, we get money. We get money, and we all have similar situations when it comes to children or a wife in the house, maintaining a house, maintaining cars, maintaining our own stability lines. And if you're not in that type of space, man, it's hard because I can't, we don't have the same, we don't have a similar, nobody's going to have the same, but we don't have a similar perception of how things work. And that's definitely what you want to do is build your team that has a similar responsibility rate that you have and a similar outlook on life that you have. And with those two things you should be able to progress and get some success going. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all coming in here today. I had to go ahead and spit this today because people been bugging me today on this whole leader thing, and I don't have a problem with it. It's just that I thoroughly don't understand it. I maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. I don't know, but it's a difficult one for me to wrap my head around. You know, yeah, on many spaces, even when it comes to the space of man worship or human worship, I don't get it. So somebody help me get it. Is basically I'm lending out a hand. I need the helping hand to tell me what it is, nigga, because I don't know. You understand? But yeah. If y'all got any requests for any songs, go ahead and put it up now. Will I take over this rap game? I'm definitely in a position to do so, but it's going to take a lot of finances. It's definitely going to take a military, and you have to respect what Drake said. No new friends. You know what I'm saying? When you understand the rules of the streets, you don't fuck with no new friends after the age of 30, 35, and then especially with my situation, um I've lived in a lot of different locations. So the majority of people have stayed in one place for their whole life. They know everybody that's there, and they can develop those relationships for 10, 20 years to have something sound. That's not to say that you won't meet somebody when you're 45 that you can make $1 million with. It's just, and you're going to make $1 million with them because your screening process that has been designed from all the failures prior is going to definitely let you know that okay, there's possible success here. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, just wanted to put that out. Y'all like, share, post, whatever with all of this. Buy the books, donate to the guy 720 because I'm here for you when nobody else was, and you ain't got to worry about no feds looking over here about no booty, nigga. I'll tell you that shit. It don't got the power over my head, nigga. You lost your motherfucking mind. But yeah, let me go ahead and play some track and get up out of here. I got some things to tend to here. Let me see here. Do we have any requests? Let me see here. The real leader is never the leader, the brother Brian says. It's just like they say, you can never tell the commander in chief when he is amongst the soldiers. You can never tell who the commander in chief is. But then at the same time, niggas are testy. The nigga hierarchy system, they don't like their positions. you know, and it will be battle. It will be consistent battle and consistent action. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all niggas holla at me. I will be here tomorrow at 2:00. Okay, and we will be high vibration. Let me know. Peace. Let me see here. What track am I gonna play?
They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. I got my back against the wall. I make a couple calls. Pimp this telephone, that's that grown man ball. My program won't fall. Try to forget it all. Spending dough at the mall. Acting like I'm within the law, but we outside. Niggas try to get a clout ride, cause I'm bout mine, and I'm never out of time. Won't ever doubt my grind. Walk a thin line, dirty money kinda shine while I age like wine. Cause the game's bittersweet. The prism from this ism won't let a bitch sleep. You see me, then you don't. Gotta keep the mystique. Just check the technique. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. Back to the basics. Problems like my blunt, nigga, I'ma always face it. Ain't worried about expenses, cause I'll always remake it. While I'm rocking the latest radiant cuts on the bracelet. Intoxicated and concentrated, whether sober or wasted. Shit ain't over till I take it. That's a thief in the night. No bark, no bite. We slit throats and we move in silence. Cause it ain't no talking when you gotta choose violence. I'm on a diet, so the beef is no discussion. We seek the repercussion. Money grows on trees, so we smoke it like it's nothing. Cause it's always something. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. They ask if I'm the Star-Lord and what I'm looking hard for. Rest in peace to Pip T every time I slam these car doors. But I'll answer the question. Smiles decrease from lessons like your hearing from target practice with automatic weapons in the search for perfection. We leave those hurt with discretion. A secret, keep it quiet. Unless you wanna try it, my defiance is known. That is international. My account is my blunt. I sprinkle miracle grow. This the remarkable flow of the 720 against the wind we are standing. As I break all commandments and rewrite them for the planet with dollars stacking. Watching baddie Italians tanning. On my laps is the cannon. This is mathematics and understanding. Upper-handed we are. Stare out the jet's window. Gotta keep my vision far. Never forget my past with all these battle scars. That's the law of daddy raw, and I can't have no flaw. My diamonds on my bottom jaw. My time looks just like stars. Thanks to my automobile because my status is large. It's not about who's in charge, as long as there is respect. But we all know common courtesy won't pass you a check. It's not that I've seen it all, I'm just not too impressed. Your brain change when you go through things that you don't expect. What you think is a game and funny, I take as a test. The only security is money, so it's best to invest. Every day you gon' be hungry, nigga, don't leave a mess. They talk under their breath, I suggest that you address and leave them blessed. No trace, all grace, nobody, no case. Can't cry over spilled milk because we've all made mistakes. Destiny's never late. They mad, I control existence and I made my own plate. Do what thou wilt, cause 7 figures is the real estate. And if you gotta speak twice, we call that regurgitate. So it's best to be nice while you talking to snakes. I know you feel fake inside, nigga, but that's what it takes. Young blood, these are the breaks for those that's coming of late. You can't use an excuse if you pursue the pearly gates. It's best for you to move like an ace in this rat race as that black cat chase. In this game of chess, the king only moves at one pace. You lose the game if one piece act like it don't know its place. And keep your queen in the exquisite lace with expensive taste. She be aboard the Star Lord and can't see his face.
Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper.